everyone, and welcome to today's video. Now today, watching off-season recap once again. I'm gonna be doing. I think this is 35 or 36. Oh my, I can't remember. It's one of those. I know that. I think it might be 36. I might be completely wrong. But as you can see, finally the table which I normally use for all these signings is finally up. So thank God for that. So last off, we ended off with Yong Jing as he has joined the Guangzhou Charge as their assistant coach. Obviously, here's the other changes as well. I think most of these are like during when the table wasn't working. So you got Saber who's left the Guangzhou Charge as their analyst. Fixer has joined Philadelphia Fusion. Merritt has joined Houston Outlaws. Molly has joined Guangzhou Charge. NYXL announced that Kuki will be the new head coach. Squix has left. Bishu will be the new general manager. Kumat has left. Taro Cookie and Jimmy have now been transferred to Team Chaser. Kellen has joined NYXL along with Yaki, Gangnam Jim, Yang Bong. Skrippa and Seiko will be Vancouver Titans and everyone else right there as well. So again, let's just get on with the new ones for this week, and it's actually been quite a few surprisingly. First up, we got Langsa as he has joined the LA Valiant. This was rumored quite a long time ago actually. I think last year if I remember correctly. So he has now joined the LA Valiant, which is pretty nice to see. So if we actually have a look at their roster, I don't think they've announced anything. No, they haven't. So this is their roster. It looks pretty decent. Obviously, I think Langsa used to be in the Chengdu Hunters. Yes, he had. Yeah, so he was formerly from the Chengdu Hunters, and so. This will basically be the first time he's actually played with with other players who aren't Chinese. So that'll be pretty interesting to see. Obviously, Adia, Innovation, Becky will be the DPSs, Coldest, and Langsa will be the support. I still don't know if Wu Yo is actually going to be playing, if he's going to be a player coach, but as well it looks like right now, he won't be. So, that's pretty sad. But I really wish luckily he's still in the Overwatch League, but sad that he won't be playing, as he's actually a really, really good off-tank player. But as Langsa for the Alien Valiant, good pickup. Next one we got. I'm actually quite surprised about this. Is it a Pritai? I don't know how you say it. A Pritai? I don't know. I don't know how you say his name. I'll be honest. But he's been promoted from Team Chaser, so the Chengdu Hunters Academy team, to the main Chengdu Hunters roster. Which basically means that it will be. I think it'd be Jinmu, Leave, and a Pritai. There's probably like a way of saying it, but to be honest, I have no idea how you say it. But this is probably how the roster is going to be. I'm interested why Gaga is the only tank player, but they really trust him that much, and go ahead, I guess. So next one we have Jonak. He has left the Seoul Dynasty, and this was a bit of a shock to me, and because obviously no one was expecting Jonak to leave the team before the season even started. No one was expecting it. And so when it was announced that he will leave the team, I was shocked. But I think he did say that the reason was because of health issues, if I remember correctly. So obviously this will basically be the first time. Yeah, actually it'll be like the first time in Overwatch League history that Jonak won't be in any Overwatch League team, which is really bizarre to think about because that also means that more talent is coming up through the rankings, and obviously people could be replacing everything like legendary players like Jonak. And obviously creative is the only elite flex support now. I feel like Seoul Dynasty, I previously thought that Dynasty was going to be one of the best, maybe like one of the best, teams in the APAC region, and also probably also in Overwatch League as a whole. But obviously now with Jonak gone, I'm a bit skeptical about their roster now. Looks, I don't know, but obviously they have a lot of time to, get another play and everything, because it has been announced that the Overwatch League will start at some point. Obviously, I'll get to that at the very end of this. So next one after Jonak has left the Seoul Dynasty is Bebe has joined the Shanghai Dragons. Now you know me very, very, very well, especially if you saw my Hangzhou Spark. I think it was my Hangzhou Spark video. No, it was the Washington Justice video. It was my predictions video. You could tell I am not a big fan of Bebe. Obviously, he did like well in season 2, and that was it. He was man in season 3. He didn't do anything in season 4. I mean, they didn't really have that. The Justice had a mediocre support lineup of Bebe and Closer, and Closer was a bit, a tiny bit washed up. Bebe, I mean, he was just he's the most mid-pack flex support I've ever seen in my life. But I guess he's just gonna be a backup to Izayaki. It's kind of what Molly was as well from last season. But I mean, it worked for the Shanghai. Yeah, it worked for Shanghai, so it probably maybe work for them this season. Obviously, our defending champions, and this is going to be their roster. They have announced it. They have finalized it. This is their roster, and these are the coaches as well. Stacked coaches though. Either way, absolutely stacked coaches. Watch out for Shanghai Dragons, as I think they'll possibly be another champion. I think if that's the case, I think Shanghai Dragons will be the first ever team to have. Actually, no, man, that's a shock. How the hell did I forget about the shock? Either way, and the final one, it is Bird Ring. He is back in the Overwatch League, but only as a content creator for the LA Gladiators. I love this. Obviously, Bird Ring he's basically a legendary player in, I mean, in Overwatch League as a whole. So I'm really, really happy that he is now part of the content creator for the team. I'm really, really excited about that, and hopefully a lot of content, especially in the LA Gladiators YouTube channel, will be around Bird Ring. And I just want to say, if you have seen that the announcement video, it was a fever dream. You can go ahead and watch it. Obviously, it's on the LA Gladiators Twitter account. It was interesting to watch. Let's just say that. But that's all the Overwatch League roster changes. Let's now have for season 5. Now, for some reason, I can click on season 5, which is weird. But okay, whatever. But they have announced that they will be starting on May 5th. So a little bit longer than most of them, I'll be honest, than most seasons. And I think the opening matches have already been announced, and this is how the league is going to be. So it'll be kind of like season 4, where there was 13 Western teams and 7 Eastern teams. Obviously, they'll compete and blah 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 and all that other stuff, and they will and yeah, that's all. That they will just compete for a spot. So and this is the Kickoff Clash. So this is basically the opening weekend. So play online. So this is the week 1 matches. So all these are going to be online. God, that's gonna be a lot of matches on the West. 6 a.m. 6. So that's 5 a.m. Sorry, 6:30 a.m. 8 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of matches there. 4 matches in one day. That's gonna be hectic. Either way, I digress. So obviously there'll be a tournament at the end of all of these, and then how many points will determine if you're in the playoffs or not. And that's all I can really say about it. I think there's probably more stuff about it, but I really can't remember by now. But I will be obviously making a video of all the teams. But anyways, that's really about it for me from today's video. Catch you guys all next time in the next one. Goodbye.